Hey, welcome back to the Weekly Word. Thanks for joining us this week. You're in a burned over area. If you look back in the archives, you may remember back last fall when we did one of the Weekly Word episodes on where they were getting ready to do a prescribed burn on Starr Mountain. Well, it never did happen last fall, but finally this spring they got around to it when the weather cooperated, and they did this huge controlled burn in here. And you can see the black ground and stuff behind me, and it looks ugly, but it was kind of interesting last week when they started up the Facebook and saw all the turkey hunters complaining and everything like they've ruined our turkey season. And I know it's frustrating when you show up on Saturday morning to turkey hunting and place you're going to hunt is still smoking and everything. But really, this is one of the best things that they do for the turkeys and the deer. It looks awful, right now. It's kind of like clear cutting. It looks awful, but it really is good for the game. You can see how open the woods are now. If they don't do the controlled burn every once in a while, it grows in real thick, and the turkeys won't even use that. The predators would get them if they did try to work their way through it. By opening this back up, they like this. And the deer, too. This will soon sprout with all kinds of new growth. And the deer love that. There'll be deer all in here for several years after a controlled burn like this. So even though it looks bad, it really, from the badness, it turns into a beautiful thing. It's really good for the wildlife. There's a famous verse from the Old Testament where Israel had been through some rough times, and God promised them, he said, "I'll give you beauty from the ashes." And that happens true here today, but you can claim that personally too. On a personal level, you may have left your life a smoking ruin of a mess in the past because you've disobeyed God and got away from Him, and you've just messed everything up. But God can even take that brokenness, that scorched over life of yours in the past, and through a repentant faith, turn to Christ, and God can make it a beautiful thing. Even the bad stuff in the past, God can use that in the future maybe to minister to somebody else that's going through that. See, God will give you beauty from ashes, and we're walking around in a living example of it right here on Starr Mountain today. See you next week on the Weekly Word. Hey, just wanted to thank you for watching our 100th episode of the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventures. And I'll remind you, all 100 episodes are still available to you, going back through the archives. Thanks for being a watcher. See you next time.